My name's Taylor, and I am a holistic health and wellness coach specializing in gut health, and I am also a mind, muscle, spirit ambassador. So today I'm going to give you guys my top 5 tips for a healthy gut. And you may have been hearing a lot of buzz about gut health lately, and that's because there's been a lot of studies that have been published finding that our gut health is the root cause for a lot of ailments like skin conditions, mental disorders, candida overgrowth, obesity, and SIBO. And so I'm going to get into my top 5 tips to help with your gut health. So the first is probiotics. So think of your gut as a garden. And when I say your gut, I'm referring to your digestive tract and stomach. So the small intestine, large intestine, and your stomach. So in it, you have different varieties of plants, all these plants are the good gut bacteria. A lot of the seeds that grew into these plants were planted in your gut at birth. The bacteria that inhabits your gut gets started from the day that you're born. So when your mother gave birth to you and you were being born through the birth canal, you're swallowing all this bacteria that's in there, and all that bacteria set up a foundation for your gut health. And then when your mom breastfed you, that was another way that you were getting a different form of gut bacteria that also set up the foundation for your gut health and your immune system. And it is this foundation that happens early in life is really when all that good bacteria is started. And so throughout your life, you're going to be nourishing that bacteria. And so when kids want to play in dirt and then they put the dirt in their mouth or they touch their hands, it's really not that big of a deal. They're just getting some really great probiotics. So the more bacteria that you consume early in life just sets you up to being healthier in the long run. So prebiotics are the strands of good bacteria that live inside the gut, and then these bacteria die off throughout our life anytime you take a round of antibiotics or you eat a lot of processed foods or too much sugary foods. That all kills it. So in order to kind of counteract that, you're going to want to take a daily probiotic. And also, if you were born via C-section or your mom never breastfed you, you also definitely would benefit from taking a daily probiotic. When you are looking for a probiotic, something to look out for is on the label, you want to know if it says shelf stable. This is really important because if a probiotic is not shelf stable, the odds of the bacteria in there still being alive when you take it are very, very slim. So you're almost kind of just taking a capsule of nothing. Versus if a probiotic is shelf stable, it means that all the bacteria in there is stable to live in there for a while, so that when you take it, it will flourish in your gut. And a lot of the shelf stable ones do have to be refrigerated, so that's something to keep in mind when you are looking for a probiotic. Another type of probiotic out there is called spore-based probiotics, and these are probiotics that are found in soil, so in like healthy dirt outside. And spore-based probiotics typically have a longer lifespan in our stomach, but these ones are really hurt by antibiotics. So if you've taken a round of antibiotics, it's important to find a spore-based probiotic because that's going to be the first one that you're going to want to try to replenish. And I mean, I was on antibiotics for 10 months, so taking spore-based probiotics has been super important to fixing my gut health from all of that. And then in addition to building good gut bacteria, probiotics also help with improving digestion, reducing inflammation, support immune function. They lower your blood sugar and enhance healthy skin. And they also improve symptoms of depression and anxiety. Our gut health has been linked to depression and anxiety disorders. And a lot of times, if people fix their gut health and they're experiencing those symptoms, they really won't be symptomatic anymore, which could save a lot of people from having to be on prescription medication for anxiety or depression. So that's something to look at. Tip number 2 for a healthy gut is prebiotics. So we just talked about probiotics. Now we're going to get into prebiotics. So if we go back to the kind of metaphor of our gut as a garden, you have all these beautiful plants growing there. They started growing when you were a kid and they've been there your whole life. And it would be really sad if you forgot to water them because then they would stop growing. So think of prebiotics as like the food for all those plants. So you need to feed the plants so that they keep growing and they get beautiful. So prebiotics are found in your food, the food that you eat, and the higher the fiber content that a food has, the better prebiotic that it is. Prebiotics, they not only nourish that good gut bacteria, but they improve our digestion, they reduce inflammation, support immune function, they improve cholesterol levels, and they lower your risk for weight gain and obesity. So some foods that are really high in probiotics are things like berries, grapefruit, watermelon, cashews, hemp seeds, flax seeds, artichokes, asparagus, garlic, onions, potatoes, different kinds of beans, garbanzo beans. And if you go to the Mind Muscle Spirit website and look at the blog posts that I wrote, there's a long list of prebiotic foods. And when buying produce, it's also really important to make sure that you are buying organic produce over conventional, because conventional contains a lot of toxins and pesticides on the skin. And if you're going to consume that, that's actually just going to kill all the good gut bacteria. So you want to make sure that you're buying organic, especially when you're eating the skin of a fruit or a vegetable. That's really important. So my third tip for improving your gut health is water. Drinking plenty of water. Our water has a huge impact on our gut health, and typically people think that fiber is the only thing that matters when it comes to like healthy digestion and regular bowel movements. But fiber is super important, don't get me wrong, but water is equally as important. And if you're dehydrated, you can still become constipated even if you are eating enough fiber. So everyone's kind of water needs are as unique as each individual person, but a good rule of thumb to kind of start with is for women to drink at least 2.7 liters of water a day, and men to consume at least 3.7 liters of water a day. And that number will increase the more physical activity that you do in a day, but it's a good place to kind of start. And some other benefits to drinking enough water in a day is, you have fewer cravings for sugar, your skin glows, your better mental focus, and just more energy overall. So making sure that you're hydrated is important for lots of things, not just good gut health. Number 4 is exercise. Certain types of exercise, they help increase blood flow, which stimulates our digestive system and our bowels. So for exercising for at least 30 minutes a day, at least 5 days a week, will improve your gut and overall well-being. Exercising, it even helps kind of increase that diversity of bacteria in your gut. And the more bacteria diversity in your gut just means you have a stronger and healthier immune system. Exercising even helps to reduce inflammation, constipation, and bloating. And those 3 things are signs of an unhealthy gut. So exercising really helps keep the gut health up to par. And some specific exercises that are good for digestion are things like yoga, tai chi, walking, running, cycling, even jumping rope. And the last tip for improving your gut health is also probably the most important in my opinion, and that is to sit down when you eat. When you sit down to eat, especially when you sit down with good posture, it allows your small intestine, large intestine, and stomach to just relax instead of being tensed up from when you stand. And when these can relax, they're able to better break down the food that you're consuming, which allows your body to get more of the nutrients from what you're eating. Also, by sitting down when you eat, your digestive system is in a more natural position for digesting the food, which helps your bowel movements move along naturally. And when you sit down to eat, you eat slower. So you're going to eat less calories because your body's going to realize, okay, we've had enough. We're full. This is great. We're done. And when you eat standing up or even on the go, you get hungrier a lot sooner because your body isn't taking the time to recognize that it's had a meal. So by sitting down and relaxing and taking a moment to realize, okay, I'm going to eat lunch now, I'm going to eat dinner, your body will thank you, and you'll be able to digest everything much smoother and feel full and satisfied and be able to get on with your day. So sit down and treat your body right. And those are my top 5 tips for a healthy gut. Thanks.